Pound after a bitter cold start to the week into the upper 40s, around 50 for our Tuesday afternoon. We'll go back down to around freezing overnight. Some extra clouds building Wednesday, but we're up to near 60. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Exciting news at Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville. We have opened a separate used car department. That's right, we have over 300 pre-owned vehicles on Folger Drive. That's right across the interstate from the main lot. I tell you, better to serve you with higher quality, higher quantity, king of price deals on pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at our new location, 1011 Folger Drive, right across the interstate from the main showroom. You can't miss us. And as always, king of price, king of deals, you can't beat Randy Marion in Statesville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, bringing you all the Mooresville news and happenings. And please welcome our two guest co-hosts, Miss Amy Sherrill.
Good morning.
She's our Arts and Events Supervisor for the Experience and Engagement Department with the Town of Mooresville, and our co-host, Sean Owens.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. He is our Deputy Director of Experience and Engagement for the Town of Mooresville. These are the people that make all the fun happen, so thanks for joining us. And we have a special guest today, local celebrity, Mr. Josh Graham, owner of Josh's Farmers Market. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for having us.
We are so excited to talk to you today. I can't believe that our show is called Heart Mooresville, and this is the first time that we've had you on.
Well, I've been on several times with Justin, and he's a great host also, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, we're so excited to have you and talk about all things Josh's Farmers Market, which I would assume has a lot going on for the holidays.
We do. We try to stay busy with it. So.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk all about that. But before we do, we like to keep our listeners informed within the news. All right, so I want to talk about all the Christmas things that have been going on in December. So one of the things I love about living in a small town is that we really do band together
Do it big.
and make things happen. Mm-hmm. And we have some great local nonprofits in the area. One of them is Stocks for Tots. Now, this happens in December of every year. This happened earlier in the month at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. But what a great organization. The Charles Mack, was basically filled with almost 100 local racing names, celebrities. You have Greg Biffle, and Carrie Earnhardt was there, Ricky Rudd, Donnie Allison, Jeremy Mayfield. You had radio personalities, you've had media personalities, drivers, and they all come together to raise money for local kids for Christmas. The event was actually started back in 1989 by Don Miller, who was the former president of Penske Racing. Yep. And he founded the North Carolina Auto Racing Hall of Fame, which if you have never been to North Carolina Auto Racing Hall of Fame, you should definitely go. It is such a great place to, I think they have one of the largest photo collections of racing that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. The photos date back all the way to kind of how, racing got its start here in the area. And they have some really nice gems in there. So it's great. That museum is located on 119 Nob Hill Road. You can also visit NCARHOF, which is North Carolina Auto Racing Hall of Fame.com, to learn more about that. But great organization. And the money and the toys that are collected from this event go to local social services like Pharaoh's Parenting, which was formerly Stop Child Abuse Now. They raise awareness for child abuse prevention. And they offer home-based, parenting classes, things like that. And then they also make Christmas, a reality for families that need it. So very nice organization. And we thank you all for hosting that and doing that every year. Another couple events I wanted to talk about involve our Mooresville Police Department. They are very busy at Christmas. And they do a couple things at Christmas. But the two I want to talk about are Breakfast with Santa, which happened this past Saturday. They do that at the police department. It's always in the morning. It's 7:30 to 10, of course, breakfast hours. And they bring Santa and Mrs. Claus, and local nonprofits actually donate toys. And so kids get to come see Santa, and then they leave with a gift. And it's all free, and it's such a great thing.
They do a great job.
Yeah. And
Get a hot meal with it as well.
yeah, yes, exactly. So it's such a great service, I think, that they provide. And you know, a lot of these families, you know, wouldn't be able to have that experience otherwise. So I love that they do that. Now, the thing that is probably one of my favorite events that they host every year is the Heroes and Helpers event.
Yes.
Now,
I love
that
seeing that.
event, I mean, I just want to go watch it next year. I always see the pictures and the videos, but I mean, you're talking like a caravan of police vehicles. I mean, a line that, you know, they go from the PD to Target. And then these kids just go on these shopping sprees. And you know, it is an application process to, you know, be nominated to be a child. And obviously there's some criteria there. But if the families that meet the criteria, you know, are chosen, they are paired with a shopping, kind of a personal shopper, right? Which is an officer of MPD. And then they just get to go through and like make this kid's dreams come true. And they're just like picking out toys and filling the cart.
I mean, they're in Target. Just, you know, grab what you want, kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, how amazing is that, right?
Yeah.
As a kid who, again, may not have had a you know, been able to have that Christmas experience like this. And that event is a partnership between several organizations. It's not just the Mooresville Police Department. It's Target, who of course donates, you know, gift cards and help for that, and F3 Race City,
Yes.
who is a
We
huge
love F3.
partner. They are a partner actually in many ways for the town of Mooresville. One of those ways is that they provide on-site help for a lot of our festivals that happen throughout the year. These guys come out in force. There are like 25, 30 of them. They are lifting like bike rack, fencing, barricades. They're putting out
Lots of
150
energy.
of them, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are ready to rock. I love that they all have nicknames for themselves. Like one's called Cupcake. They have
What's another one? Hot
Moose,
Lips or
Hot Lips,
something?
yeah.
Yeah. That's some weird names.
They definitely are a cool
good
group.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have a bowling tournament every year, which is also Victory Lanes is also a partner. They have a bowling tournament. That's where they raise funds for the Heroes for Helpers event every year. So, you know, support these organizations because they really do great work, especially around the holidays. And then lastly, Salvation Army, which is a huge supporter of that too. So the Heroes and Helpers thing, it's definitely a sight to behold if you haven't seen it. And there's great ways to support those organizations throughout the year to make that happen and hopefully continue to do so. And then the best part about that too is parents get funding for Christmas dinner.
That's right.
Yes.
So, and let me tell you, groceries are expensive right
Yes.
now. So I know that is appreciated. Another event that is actually hosted by our Parks and Recreation Department that is happening right now is the December Candy Cane Hunt. Okay. So we do it at Easter. So it's similar to like our Easter egg hunt, but this is Christmas theme. So you can find a candy cane and you will win a prize if you find the candy cane in the park. And it's happening all December. This is actually week 2. So it's December 15th. It started yesterday. Week 2 started yesterday and it goes through the whole thing through the 2nd. The parks that you can find the candy canes in this week are John Franklin Moore Park, Lee Street Park, Liberty Park, and Nesbitt Park. If you are out in one of those 4 parks, search for a candy cane because if you find one, you will win a prize. And then everyone that wins a prize will be entered into a drawing to win a grand prize.
Okay.
So I want to know what that is.
Yeah.
We're going to have to find out what the grand prize is. But you can find the parks that will be featured each week by visiting our Parks and Recreation social media accounts. Of course, they have Facebook and Instagram. So you can go there, find out which parks will be featured each week, and then get out there, find those candy canes.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go find a candy cane here.
Figure out what that prize is.
Yes.
Yes.
I think gift cards are like the main prize, but then this grand prize, we're gonna have to make a call over the break and find out what this grand prize is. All right, so lots of ways to get involved, lots of things happening at Christmas. We're gonna take a short break and we're gonna be back again talking with Josh Graham of Josh's Farmers Market. We'll be right back on Heart Mooresville.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
We're in much better shape weather-wise, today plenty of sunshine. Temperatures going to rebound after a bitter cold start to the week into the upper 40s, right around 50 for our Tuesday afternoon. We'll go back down to around freezing overnight. Some extra clouds build in Wednesday, but we're up to near 60. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents 4 nights of live music and entertainment. Wednesday, December 17th, come on out for karaoke. Thursday, the 18th, features a performance by Ryan Winters. On Friday, Vinyl Live takes the stage, while Save July presents a concert on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. Friday night is the Mistletoe Sip and Shop in downtown Mooresville. Starting at 6 p.m., businesses will have open houses. There will be a strolling barbershop quartet, festive decor, loads of seasonal specials, plus good eats and drinks. Visit downtownmooresville.com for more information. It's happening downtown. Saturday is the Lake Norman Lighted Christmas Boat Parade. The boats will start at Blythe Landing, then head to Ramsey Creek, the Peninsula Yacht Club, and end at the Duke Energy Explorium. The parade is collecting toys for Little Smiles, which gives toys to kids in area hospitals. For more information, head to the Facebook event page, 7th Annual Lake Norman Lighted Christmas Boat Parade. On Saturday, Fortune 5 is performing at the Cedar Stump Pub in Statesville. This 2024 Battle of the Bands winner brings their high-energy show to the Stump. Showtime is 9 p.m. at the pub on East Broad Street. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And welcome back to Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News. We have a special guest in the studio today, Josh Graham of Josh's Farmers Market. Again, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. We appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Well, I guess I can't imagine a person in Mooresville that is not familiar with Josh's Farmers Market. But just in case there is someone that has been living under a rock for the last, however many years, tell us a little bit about what Josh's Farmers Market is.
Well, so we got started back in the 90s, I guess, just selling on the side of the road. So we try to source and highlight local items, and we have been in 6 locations, I guess, the last 5 years. So we've given folks the opportunity to find us one way or the other.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. Yes, you have.
Yeah, we like to move around. We call ourselves a traveling roadshow.
I like that.
But that all ends next spring. So
yes,
that's
we're
right.
looking forward
It's
to
exciting.
that also.
Yes, that is exciting. You guys are going to have a permanent location. And where is that?
So we purchased 4 acres plus from the YMCA. So address will be 142 Joe Knox Avenue. And ironically, we were there in 21 and most of 22 as a sort of a gap filler that Miss Ashley Morgan with the YMCA pitched it to us. I wasn't interested back in the early 21 at first, and she said, let's just try it. And it worked out really well. It was a great community setting. And so we're going to end up going back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know Josh's Farmers Market has had some struggles finding a location because of, zoning and ordinances, and they get in the way sometimes.
They do. And we don't travel lightly either. So it's one of those deals where we have to have enough adequate parking for 3 days of our operation, whereas we can get by with 20 or 30 parking spots, for the bulk of the week.
Right.
But it's that weekend time when folks come out and see us that we have to have the parking. And so it wasn't something that we could just settle on and find
Yeah.
a quick fix. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but
Yep.
that's the way things go. And I believe everything happens for a reason. So here we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, and I think throughout that whole process of, you guys finding that permanent home, one of the things that was very evident is that, your business is supported by the community.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty amazing.
a lot
Yep.
of people, had a hand in kind of helping and supporting
No,
and
absolutely. Yeah.
making that happen. I know, our mayor was very involved, and we had journalists and everyone from, of course, YMCA and local nonprofits, and I mean, it was really nice to see that. And again, I think that goes back to that small town, Mooresville, and
Does.
that's why we love it
Does.
here.
I always use the word humbling, and there's just no
Yeah.
other. That's the best descriptive word I could come up with, because
Mm.
it is every time you think it's well, we've hit a roadblock, and we'll never get this figured out. There's always something that worked out, and
Yeah.
we've just been staying afloat until something fell in our place, and here we are. So I'm really excited about the new build. I think it'll be something the community can really be proud of,
Yeah.
and they can come and visit and not be in a hurry to leave. It's going to be very family oriented, and and something that's sort of unique for this area. There's not going to be anything like it, and so
Yeah.
we're proud of that. Now we've just got to run it correctly. Going from a tent to a permanent facility
Yeah.
3
Right.
times the size, there's going to be some growing pains, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty dedicated, and my staff is too. They stuck with us through all this mess. So
Well, I'm excited to talk to you about what you guys have going on. Before we do, though, I mean that that support that you have for the community, that's something that you've built over many, many years. And I guess I'd love to hear just kind of how Josh's Farmers Market started. Was this an idea? What?
Well,
How'd you get
so back in 90, so I was 10 years old back in 90, and my brother and I would spend the summers at my great-grandparents' house. They're on Williamson Road. 189 Williamson was the address. There's a Chase Bank there now. And we spent the summers there. My mother was the ER nurse at Iredell. My dad traveled with construction a lot. And so we'd get dropped off in the summers at 6 a.m. And my step-grandfather had a cantaloupe patch across the road where Fidelity Bank sits. And he had about 2-acre patch that year. And he said, y'all boys want to sell cantaloupes. And, of course, I thought that'd be a heck of an idea. So we would spend our summers there. Typically, we were barefooted. A lot of times we didn't have shirts on, playing baseball under the shade trees. Great-grandma was always trying to feed us. And we started selling cantaloupes out of wheelbarrows, 75 cents a piece on the side of the road. Of course, Mooresville back then, I think I remember seeing something like an 8,000 population.
9,000.
And majority was in the 115.
Yeah.
So
Nothing was out there.
it
back
was
then.
nothing. I still have pictures of the old 2-lane
There's nothing.
Williamson
Yeah.
with pastures and plowed fields in the corner down there near where Brewster sits now. So we started selling, and I remember we sold $100 worth that first year.
Oh, wow.
And I was counting my change, watching
Yeah.
The Price is Right. Old Bob Barker was on TV.
Good old days.
Yeah, it was a good days.
It was.
My great grandpa was sitting there. I told him, I said, we sold $100 this summer, and I enjoyed it. I loved talking to people, and one thing led to another, and then Mooresville started growing, and
Yeah.
we benefited from that. And through the middle school, the high school, I got my license, started buying from some old farmers over on Wiggins Road, the Metis family. They're real big in the 115 side. Started buying corn and watermelons from them, and here we are. So I never thought it would be something I would do for a living.
Yeah.
But I always thought back in high school, I don't know why I had this feeling, or I just thought, because most kids my age weren't thinking like this, if I could find something that I enjoyed doing
Yeah.
to make money, then, you never really work.
Right.
And here we are. So
And I mean, it's amazing, and I love that story, and especially being from Mooresville, born and raised. I mean, not only have you built something that people rely on and love, and it's kind of a part of that Mooresville culture, I think, but also it helps local farmers. It helps people that sell produce. I mean, you partner with a lot of local
we do.
vendors.
We have a lot of local growers. We have a lot of local consigners, bakers, and we have candle makers and little knick-knack stuff like that are locally sourced that they may not be able to get into chain stores or a larger operation. And with farmers nowadays, I've got a couple of growers over in China Grove area that, they go to markets themselves, but there's only one market they can go to a day. So they may be in Concord one day, they may be in Davidson the next, but so that gives them an opportunity to outsource products to go to a different market, I guess you could say. And so, we're during the local season, we're loading somewhere 7 days a week. So it's a lot of extra running.
It's a lot.
But we're carrying some top-notch stuff, and I've always tried to source items that chain stores can't get. So if you can do that, then that gives you a little bit of a difference from what you're offering the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to ask, how do you kind of choose what to sell, and how do you? Are people coming to you? Do you go to local, markets? How does that happen?
We do have a lot of folks, especially after the permanent build was announced.
Yeah.
I started getting calls and emails from Fort Mill, South Carolina. I got one from Raleigh area. But we got a lot of folks trying to, get products in the market.
Yeah.
And, farmers, it's something that what we've used over the time. We live and learn. So what works and what don't work. How you don't want to say professional, but how they handle their products and the type of products they grow. There's certain items, vegetable wise, brands that may work better than others. And so it's a trial and error at first with some of the new vendors, but we've sort of stuck with a lot of the old growers for years, and as long as it works, we stick with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't imagine, you say you're loading in and out. I mean, what does a typical day look like at Josh's?
It does vary, but during the peak season, which typically is Mother's Day through July 4th, that's the peak season. There's not enough hours in the day. I mean, that's old cliche, but that's just the truth of it. And so luckily I've got a couple of folks to help. One of them is my manager, one of my managers, Miss Avery. She does a lot of sourcing for us, especially local. And then my son, who finished 2 years of junior college, he decided not to go 2 more years, so he's full-time now. So he helps do some running. And then we've got some folks that deliver to us, which helps huge. But, in a typical week, we're maybe down South Carolina area twice a week. We go to Virginia to load glass bottle milk once a week. That's year-round. We go to the North Carolina coast every Thursday morning to load seafood. That's year-round. So this week, for instance, we go to Virginia Wednesday, and then we'll go to the coast on Saturday with Christmas being on a Thursday. So it keeps us hopping. It keeps me away from the market. That's something I'm concerned about once a new place gets built. But we'll learn and adapt. So.
Now, a lot of your items, I'm assuming are seasonal. So kind of take us through those seasons. Like, what are kind of those must-haves like right now? And then how does that?
Yeah. So right now, it's actually, but because of us still being outdoors, it does get pretty cold.
Yes.
So we stop the vegetables at Thanksgiving. That's what we do now.
Gotcha.
And that'll change in the new facility. But we stop vegetables at Thanksgiving. With that being said, we still carry apples, and Florida citrus has started. So that's a big Christmas item. Greens, sweet potatoes, stuff like that we'll carry all the way through New Year's. And
and Christmas trees.
Christmas trees,
Yes.
obviously.
Trees,
Yeah. That's the big thing. That and wreaths. And now we're into gift basket season.
Yeah.
And then starting next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, is our biggest Christmas load of the season. So
Nice. Okay, so there's still time
Oh,
to
yeah.
to come and
Yeah.
get baskets and
absolutely.
trees in case you haven't got one.
Yeah.
I just put mine up, so all right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some more with Josh Graham, owner of Josh's Farmers Market. We'll be right back here on WSIC News.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, we're in much better shape weather-wise. Today, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures going to rebound after a bitter cold start to the week into the upper 40s, right around 50 for our Tuesday afternoon. We'll go back down to around freezing overnight. Some extra clouds build in Wednesday, but we're up to near 60. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Give the gift of wow. Shop at Harrison's. They'll be all smiles in new Carhartt. Ariat has layers they'll love, and there's nothing merrier than a pair of Tacovas. Find gifts for everyone at the home of Work Western and wow in Mooresville or at harrisonsusa.com.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
Hello, yes, I'm Andrea, the owner of Spotless Cleaning. Today I'm calling you to help you finish your Christmas shopping. My grandparents in Brazil taught me perfect gifts do not clutter and do not require dusting. But I will tell you, the perfect gifts does this for you. Have our trained technicians wrapped under your tree this year. Well, you know what I mean. Gift cards. Give time and Christmas sparkle for all of 2026. Spotless Cleaning and Seed.com.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Want to learn about alternatives to BPH medication and major surgery? How? Talk to a doctor about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is the #1 chosen minimally invasive BPH procedure in the U.S. It uses a proven approach to treating enlarged prostate symptoms that lifts and holds the enlarged prostate tissue out of the way, so it no longer blocks the urethra. No heating, cutting, removal, or destruction of prostate tissue is required. Find rapid symptom relief while preserving sexual function. Call 1-800-858-7070. 1-800-858-7070. That's 1-800-858-7070. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort while urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention.
Sip, savor, and smile at Patisserie Cafe in Mooresville, where buttery pastries meet bold coffee and bright conversation. Enjoy breakfast and lunch all day, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 3. From crepes and empanadas to Cuban sandwiches and cakes, there's something for everyone. Visit patisseriecafe.com.
Ready to take control of your weight with real medical support? At Renew Specialty Group, we offer semaglutide, tirzepatide, and now retatrutide with complimentary consultations, personalized plans, and real results. Visit renewhealthwellnessnc.com. Your transformation starts here.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Downbeat tone on Wall Street. That's as investors eye a report showing weak job creation and a rising unemployment rate. Separately, a private report shows U.S. business activity expanded in December at the slowest pace in 6 months, talking about the S&P Global Flash December Composite Output Index. A measure of input prices jumped to a more than 3-year high, igniting new concerns about inflation. We're hearing hedge fund Citadel is shrinking its footprint in Chicago. 3 years after billionaire Ken Griffin left for Florida, Citadel is moving its remaining Chicago operations out of the downtown tower that was named for it. That's as the business community eyes Mayor Brendan Johnson's proposed new tax based on a company's number of employees. And we're hearing PayPal is applying to become a bank as the U.S. loosens regulations. Sources say PayPal could focus on small business lending capabilities, and it's also interested in offering customers interest-bearing savings accounts. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back with Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News, talking with Josh Graham of Josh's Farmers Market. They have a new location. Where's the new location going to be?
Will be 142 Joe Knox Avenue.
142 Joe Knox Avenue on next to YMCA.
Yes, ma'am, right next to YMCA. Hopefully April. Hoping.
Okay.
Spectrum Builders is the contractor. So we chose them because they have been able to meet deadlines. I've seen them put up stuff pretty quick, but they do really good work. So Yeah, I asked Mr. Charlie, he's one of the owners or the owner. I asked him, I said, how quick can you have this built? And he
Yeah.
said, oh, he built in 6 months. I asked him 5 times so he had a chance to back up, and never
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah. So we're gonna hold them to it.
we're holding them to it.
6 months. Yeah, April. That's not too far away. I mean, that's
No,
coming
ma'am.
up.
Prime
Yep.
season.
It
So,
is.
so what will that? I mean, I guess transition look like? Where there'll be a change, from what it looks like right now to that permanent. Are there plans to grow? Are you going to expand? New products.
Yes, ma'am. So it's, of course, I joke with a lot of my regular customers. I say we're in a white podunk, white tent.
Oh, it's
So
not podunk.
we're in a 40 by 60 white tent right now, and we have been, I guess, for the most part, the last 3 years. We're going into a 80 by 130. It'll be a stick built, barn red,
Okay.
siding, metal gabaloon roof. It will have. I wanted a barn look. Plus, we've always had red. Back in the old days, we had red carports
Yeah.
over on the Williamson property. So we stuck with that color. Going to have 6 big bay doors around the retail part of it.
Nice.
So it'll have an open air field. That's a must.
Yeah.
You have to have an
Yeah.
open air field. Well, I've gone from market to market, from eastern North Carolina down to South Carolina up to Virginia. Anytime somebody builds a new facility, I'll go in and look at it. And one of the biggest turnoffs to me was a fully enclosed facility. When you walk in, you just feel like you're in another
Yeah.
grocery store. So
Right.
I made that clear. We had to have an open air. Of course, there's a few hurdles you had to jump around because we're serving hand-dipped ice cream. We will be cutting meat. We will be have an in-house bakery. So we
Nice.
worked with the health department really closely on that. I have a great architect group out of Statesville, Design Associates, had a really good engineer group out of Charlotte that took us, even though it's a smaller scale build out in regards to what they typically do. We had our foot in the door with Austin Pope. He lives up Troutman area. So we knew him going in. He had just went on with Kimley Horn, so they took us on that. And we had a great team to get this thing figured out. It took almost 2 years.
Wow.
Not really the permitting. The permitting went really good.
Yeah.
I'll give that the town expedited some of the permitting. I'm greatly appreciative of that. But just the design phase, the geotech studies.
Sure.
There's a reason why people don't build from the ground up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially small scale operations. And I feel there's been a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of stress. But yeah, it is going to be really nice.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, it's just going to be a great family atmosphere.
Yeah. But now you kind of finally get that place that you want, right?
Yeah, we do.
It
Yes,
is
ma'am.
yours, and you've built
Yes,
this
ma'am.
now. In April, it seems really soon. That's going to go by faster
Yeah.
than you think.
Yeah, I hope so. Once we start seeing the building going up, that's when
Yeah.
it'll start, having a little better timeline. I've been telling vendors and folks that have been calling, check back with us in late February. We'll have a little
Yeah.
better idea, hopefully. So.
Okay. Well, right now, we talked a little bit about it in the last segment, but Christmas is upon us. I mean, how many days? We're like,
I
2
think,
weeks?
Yeah, I
9
think
A week?
days.
9 days?
Yeah, Christmas Eve's a week from tomorrow.
I can't believe, first of all, that Christmas is 9 days away.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But there are tons of shopping experiences that they can get at Josh's Farmers Market right now. So kind of take us through like your Christmas seasonal items that you guys have on sale right now.
Yep. So we start out with Christmas, with trees, like Miss Amy said. So we're down to about 100 trees left. So
Okay.
if we
Wow.
can get rid of half those, we'll be doing really well.
Yeah.
But we've had a pretty good year. Tree sales are down across the state. A lot of it's got to do with price points,
Sure.
and that dates back from like a 6 or 7 year price increase that we had from growers. So I think they found their ceiling, so that we've had no price increases the last 2 years.
Wow.
But Christmas trees are wrapping up. Wreaths typically sell all the way through Christmas. Gift baskets are a huge thing now, and Miss Franda, one of my other managers, Miss Franda Ballard, she makes 90% of them. And I always wanted to have a gift basket season, and
Yeah.
she figured that out about 4 or 5 years back.
Aw.
And so she stands there typically 7 days a week, and she puts them together, hand wraps them, prices them, and I think last year she ran through almost 700 gift baskets. So they're a
Wow.
huge corporate idea. They're people that want to get something that means a little something for their loved ones that don't really know what to
Yeah.
get. They come in and order gift baskets.
Yep.
So it's that'll carry on all the way through Christmas Eve. And then I guess the biggest looming thing is this Christmas seafood load. That's our biggest load of the season. So we go to the coast on Saturday. A lot of the imported items like your salmon, your halibut, your Icelandic cod will not even arrive to the coast until mid-morning Saturday. So those folks are bringing in extra people to cut for us to try to get it turned around. We'll load Saturday afternoon or Saturday night because we have 3 stops down there, and be back sometime late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. And then we scheduled to open at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So we pull pre-orders first, and we sell to the public. Walk-ups are welcome. And but I was actually texting my shrimper. They said, hey, we're probably going to have fresh shrimp. So that's great.
Wow.
The last 2 years we have not. They've
good.
played out within 10 days of Christmas.
Nice.
So we're going to have fresh shrimp for Christmas.
Yeah,
so that's great too.
shrimp for Christmas. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the little reindeer again?
Oh, we do.
Okay, because I still have mine. It's on. I put it out on my front porch every day. 'Cause that's
All
one of
the
my
crafts.
favorite things is the little reindeer. Who makes those?
So Lord God, back in 2017 or 18, we had a gentleman stop with his car was slat full of them. And I said, then they'll never sell. I think we bought 7 or 8 from him.
Yeah.
Stuck them out there. And they got gone just like that.
Everybody I know has one.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have one.
It's unreal. I would have thought that it would have wore off by now, but it has
No,
not. So
people love them.
to make a long story short, now we have one of my ex-employees, preacher, makes them.
Oh, wow.
And he's brought, I don't know, 7 or 8 loads. He typically brings anywhere from 20 to 30 at a time. And he tries to keep us stocked. So he does a good job with it.
Well, if you don't know what we're talking about I feel like it's a signature, Christmas thing at
over the
Josh's.
past
They're made
5 or
of,
6
I
years.
guess, logs, right? It's a little reindeer made out of logs, and it's got the nose and everything, and they're the most adorable thing. It's so simple, but they are adorable.
They are.
So you have to have a little reindeer for your front porch. So you gotta go to Josh's and get one.
Yeah,
because
Right.
they're handmade.
They are handmade.
I love it. Now, talking about favorites, obviously that's one of my favorites personally. But what are those things that, you feel like are kind of the best sellers throughout the year?
Well, throughout the year, it does vary because we're such a seasonal operation. So we start out in the spring of the year. Typically, we open full-time late March, early April. And obviously, strawberries out of South Carolina start up. Those are a really big hit early on. Then we switch into flower season. Then we switch into local strawberries. Strawberry season runs through typically June. Peach season gets cranking. Peaches are probably our number one item. We sell a pile of peaches.
Yes.
Wow.
And they're
my favorite.
One thing the difference makes us a little different from chain store peaches are hydro-cooled. So when they're picked, they're hydro-cooled, and that helps preserve them so they have a longer shelf life. Ours are truly straight off the tree, so you're going to have some that get a spot on them. They're going to ripen really quick, but they ripen when they're supposed to. And we sell a lot of peaches. We have 3 or 4 different growers in South Carolina, plus one North Carolina guy that we use that keeps us in them. And then we do a lot of heirloom tomatoes. Tomatoes are a big item for us. Watermelons, cantaloupes, and sweet corn, obviously, especially with our local guys start picking. And we roll into pumpkins and pumpkins and mums, and then roll into Christmas trees. So
Mums are probably huge.
Mums are. We do sell a lot of mums. Got a great local guy over in China Grove that handles a lot of our mums.
40 years later, and you're still selling cantaloupes.
40 years. Lord,
right?
That's crazy.
40 plus. 40 plus years. I'm not going to do math.
Yeah.
40 plus years, and you're still selling
That's
cantaloupes.
amazing.
See, it started all the way back then.
Yep.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break and come back again with Josh Graham of Josh's Farmers Market here on WSIC News.
listening to iHeart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, we're in much better shape weather-wise. Today, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures going to rebound after a bitter cold start to the week into the upper 40s, right around 50 for our Tuesday afternoon. We'll go back down to around freezing overnight. Some extra clouds build in Wednesday, but we're up to near 60. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents 4 nights of live music and entertainment. Wednesday, December 17th, come on out for karaoke. Thursday, the 18th, features a performance by Ryan Winters. On Friday, Vinyl Live takes the stage, while Save July presents a concert on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. Friday night is the Mistletoe Sip and Shop in downtown Mooresville. Starting at 6 p.m., businesses will have open houses. There will be a strolling barbershop quartet, festive decor, loads of seasonal specials, plus good eats and drinks. Visit downtownmooresville.com for more information. It's happening downtown. Saturday is the Lake Norman Lighted Christmas Boat Parade. The boats will start at Blythe Landing, then head to Ramsey Creek, the Peninsula Yacht Club, and end at the Duke Energy Explorium. The parade is collecting toys for Little Smiles, which gives toys to kids in area hospitals. For more information, head to the Facebook event page, 7th Annual Lake Norman Lighted Christmas Boat Parade. On Saturday, Fortune 5 is performing at the Cedar Stump Pub in Statesville. This 2024 Battle of the Bands winner brings their high-energy show to the Stump. Showtime is 9 p.m. at the pub on East Broad Street. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Don't just love the lake, live it. Shop LKN Local, where you'll find unique apparel, home decor, and gifts with a lake vibe you'll just adore. Made by locals for locals, they'll even hand deliver to select zip codes. Shop LKN-local.com today.
You're listening to iHeart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville here on WSIC News. Again, we're talking with Josh Graham of Josh's Farmers Market. We talked a little bit about, how you got your start, what you can what that experience looks like at Josh's Farmers Market right now with the holidays and all the great things that we have. We also talked about how the business is obviously very seasonal. And I know, there's probably some challenges that you have with that type of business during off season or those colder months. How does that work? How do you kind of keep making sure that you're offering those fresh items?
It does. A lot of it has to do with temperatures, with clientele wanting to come out and see you when it's really cold. So that's something that will be taken care of in the new facility, because we can shut those doors, turn those space heaters on. But, in the wintertime, right now with our current setup, we do scale back to a Friday, Saturday schedule starting first week in January. So we do run 7 days a week to Christmas Eve. We take a couple of days off for Christmas. Okay. We come back for the New Year's load, sell a lot of collard greens, black-eyed peas, eggnog, sell a bunch of eggnog. And then we'll do a New Year's seafood load. So in the wintertime, we operate Friday, Saturday, January through March. And that just keeps people coming for the seafood.
Yeah.
We still make our weekly trips. We have a bread vendor that bakes every Friday and Saturday. We have a lot of elderberry syrup from Miss Brooke Widener up in Statesville. She makes that. She's been making that since about 17, I think. Wow. And a lot of raw milk, Luther's Dairy. They supply that. So, and we actually do a Venmo. We actually do a self-serve in the wintertime.
Oh,
so we have
nice.
a Venmo QR code posted, and I get Venmos at all hours of the night. It'll go off, and my wife just shakes her head. So, but we do a self-serve in the wintertime when we're not there as much. So that allows folks to get their dairy products.
Yeah. I feel like, a business like yours, I mean, it's full of so many stories. I would love to hear the stories of like every item, every product. I want to know the story behind how it came to be there,
There's a backstory for almost everything. It's pretty neat,
Yeah,
actually.
that's the coolest part. And I do feel like, Josh's Farmers Market, how we kind of talked about it's part of Mooresville culture now. And I mean, just your story in general and how, how it came about. And it's a tradition, I think, in Mooresville. You go to Josh's and you get your tree or you get your reindeer. It's kind of part of that tradition. Speaking of traditions, kind of what traditions do you and your family personally celebrate for the holidays? Like, is Christmas Eve? Do you guys open up presents on Eve or day?
We do. So we actually, I'm very fortunate because my entire family, extended family, all live here. So we don't have to travel.
Oh,
and
nice.
we're pretty boring. We never leave this area. We've been here I don't know how long, but
Same.
so we have a Christmas Eve with my mom and dad down in Mount Ulla. That's when the extended family get together. Christmas Day, we still do the Santa experience. We're having 5. I've got a 20-year-old down to 10.
Yeah.
So we still do that Christmas morning. Then we go back to mom and dad's for Christmas breakfast. That's something that my grandmother on his side of the family started. She would feed 30 every Christmas morning.
Wow.
And we're very fortunate because my mom and dad live in that home place in Mount Ulla. So we get to spend Christmas morning there. And that means a lot. I always look forward to it.
Yeah.
We do Christmas with my wife's folks, midday Christmas Day or mid-afternoon Christmas.
Now,
it's just a relaxing period.
Are you cooking seafood for Christmas dinner?
That's something I guess I'm embarrassed to say. Being born and raised here, I don't think Christmas
It's not as
seafood.
popular.
It's not.
No.
It's not as popular for your locals.
Yeah.
It's the clientele that's moved in. That,
Yeah, like Leslie
It's
in
a
our
lot
group
of people
is
from up
New
north.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are kind of this melting pot now.
We
of,
are, absolutely.
People from everywhere, and everywhere has different traditions. But yeah,
We have our liver mush and biscuits
Yeah,
and country ham biscuits and that's
Yeah.
what we're used to
Yeah,
here.
we carry McLaughlin's
Yeah.
sausage and mush, and Bill McLaughlin, his family, I don't know how long they started. They started, I think, back in the 40s or 50s maybe.
Oh, wow.
But they still process hogs and make sausage every week.
Yeah.
So we put
We
an
get
order
liver
in.
mush from them all the time.
That's so crazy how much we move during Christmas.
We should have brought Luke Holmes to Josh's. He's probably already been there several times.
Yeah.
But that's where we should have got the liver mush from.
Yeah.
Because we fed him liver mush when
Yeah.
Luke Holmes was here.
Yeah.
We
He
should've
wanted
brought
liver
Josh's
mush
liver
and
mush.
Bojangles was what he wanted.
No, we did get him a local basket, and I'm pretty sure they did put some of your stuff in the
Yeah.
local basket. So he
Yeah.
did get to try stuff, but I don't think we didn't give him liver mush.
He's like, you're in North Carolina when you're having eating
Yep.
liver much at this event.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah.
We could have bartered for some tickets.
Yeah,
by
there you
all
go.
means, yeah.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
definitely blowing up for sure. No, well, Josh, we again appreciate you taking the time to come, and if people want to find out more information about Josh's Farmers Market, where can they go?
Yes, so the Facebook page, Josh's Farmers Market, the Instagram page, Josh's Farmers Market, are probably our 2 biggest platforms right now. Our website's going to be completely overhauled to sort of correspond with the move into the new facility. We've sort of drug our feet on that, but that we have a seafood newsletter that goes out twice a week. You can sign up for that via the website. There's a pop-up there, and that allows a lot of the pre-orders to come in. But Facebook and Instagram are our 2 platforms right now that we really get the news out to folks.
Okay, and there's still time. They've got Christmas trees. They've got the little reindeer. I promise you'll love it.
Gift
You need to go
baskets.
check it out. Gift baskets. They got everything. Check them out. Josh's Farmers Market. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And lots going on. I know we talked about some of the Christmas events that were all over town this past weekend and kind of all through December. There are lots of opportunities, to get involved. The town of Mooresville hosts an indoor concert series every year at the Jovi Knox Auditorium at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. We kicked off in December with our Elvis show, which is always a big hit. Elvis is probably one of the most requested shows that we get in Mooresville, and Stephen Freeman puts on an amazing Elvis show. Everyone loved it. And our next show is Songwriter Girl, the music of Carole King.
January 17th.
That's right. And we've wanted to actually bring this show for a while. We had several requests for Carole King. And Shelley Rufin puts on a great show. You will learn about Carole King. She is definitely a storyteller, and she'll perform some of her, well, I would say most of her greatest hits, but she is definitely a great performer. So if you are a Carole King fan, this is definitely a show you do not want to miss. Again, January 17th. Tickets are on sale at mooresvilleevents.com. And then we have, back by popular demand, our Murder Mystery Dinner Theater.
Yes.
So it is the best date night experience. Like, what better, right? Murder mystery. But it's on Valentine's Day weekend.
We have 2 nights. So we have the 13th and the 14th, Friday and Saturday.
And why do we do 2 nights?
Because we can't, we sell out every year. So we have to.
So I think how are tickets purchased for that?
mooresvilleevents.com.
That's right.
Yep.
You can go.
You get dinner and a show. And
That's right up my wife's alley.
Yeah.
To get you some tickets.
It's,
you might know
it's
some
a great
people.
experience. Yeah.
It's fun. It really is. And so you have a choice of, it's Friday and Saturday. Is the 14th Friday?
I think it's 13th is Friday.
13th
and the
and
14th is Saturday.
So Saturday is Valentine's Day. So it's both nights. So you can choose what night. And it includes dinner. And then this amazing show. And Sigmund Theatrical, who's a local performer group, they do
they make it so much fun.
Such an amazing job. It's so interactive,
I know.
too, and it's so much fun. And Amy's team transforms the Charles Mack Citizen Center, and I mean, it looks fabulous. You've got like the spooky candelabras, and the there's photo booth experiences, and it's a good
time.
It's a cool night.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have to get tickets
downtown
for
Mooresville.
Get them quick.
Yeah.
They'll sell out for
Should
sure.
be a good Christmas
That's right.
gift.
Very good Christmas gift, Sean. See, you've given
And Valentine's Day gift for your
one short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we also have our March. So after that, March and April shows. So we have the Sounds of Memphis that's coming, which are, all those great, Memphis artists. And then we've got September, which is the Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute, which is also a popular request that we have. We have this long list of shows that we have gotten requests for just every year. We want to see this. So we're trying to get some of those
switch
in.
it up. Yeah.
We don't have
the requests.
We have one show a month for this 5-month period. It's hard to get a lot of those shows in, but we're listening and we're booking what people want.
Yeah.
So you can get your tickets, mooresvilleevents.com. And then next year, 2026, I think will be a good year. We've got a great lineup of events. We will have, of course, our festival lineup back this year, our outdoor series, which runs May through September, the first Friday of every month, except for 4th of July. Of course, we skip.
Yep.
But we'll have some good music, bringing some country music this year.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Liberty Park. It'll be a good time. Also, Parks and Recreation has so much going on, lots of programming. So they have a Facebook page and, of course, their social media. It's mooresvillerecreation.org, and you can always find the full list of programming there. But it's not just the candy cane hunt that they have coming up. They've got a full list of events on their page. I mean, they do everything from puzzle classes. You can go,
sports, art, book clubs, moms, morning outs, all this good stuff.
Yeah.
Parks
I
and
know
Rec.
with America celebrating 250th birthday next year, a lot of programming is going to be geared around America and celebrating our history. So.
That's
250
right.
years.
I know. We're going
all year.
We'll definitely have to do an America 250 show. But they've got Eco Explorers, so you can kind of discover outdoors and nature, and it's kids ages 5 to 14, and then they'll teach you about the environment and local ecosystems. I would have loved that as a kid. Like growing up outside, they have parents' nights out where you can drop the kids off, go have a date night, come to Murder Mystery.
Yeah.
They offer them all the time, January through May at War Memorial. Stardust skateboarding workshop, so you can learn how to skateboard. Tons of ways to get involved, to get your kiddos connected in the community. All of that at mooresvillerecreation.org. And of course, your tickets find at mooresvilleevents.com. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week on iHeart Mooresville on WSIC News.
Thanks for spending part of your holiday season with us. You can hear this full episode, plus previous ones, on the WSIC News app. WSIC, local starts here.
WSIC, 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, Statesville, Lake Norman's home for local talk radio. WSIC, local starts here.